something that maybe some of you haven't heard about is Master Mehrdad and trainer Tim Burns. Now we're talking about, and here I go trying to say this, Shin Do Kumate.
Absolutely.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not ashamed to admit that I haven't heard about this before until I heard about you guys doing this competition. So let's just pretend that there are some people out there who also haven't heard about it.
Okay.
Tell me about Kumate.
Well, Kumite has been around for 1,000 years. The Kumite means fight, and the Shin Do Kumate means the way of fighting spirit. I've been in the martial art industry and training for so many years, for over 30 years. I love what I do. That's all I do full time, and I've been training and fighting for a lot of years. I kind of detached myself from fighting environment because there's a lot of politics involved, and they walked away from traditionalism, the purity and the spirit of the fighter, the passion of the fighters. And there was a lot of run around. I wait for a title fight for so many years. I'm so hungry for this fight. And so Shin Do Kumate, I organize that, and it's for people who wants to show their true talent, and is open to all different styles: boxing, kickboxing, Thai boxing, Muay Thai fighters, grapplers, martial art fighters, different style of fighters. They all can come and show the best styles. Only one is stand up the best, and I believe my style is the most superior style there exists, and I have the confidence to do that. I'm not arrogant, or I'm not says I'm super confident or something, because I devote all my life to this. I train 3 to 5 hours a day, 6 days a week, and I believe this is a style that I'm going to bring to the tables is the best style that exists. And we are the first organization promoting such a full contact martial art event in the state of Florida that is sanctioned by the state, has a lot of prestige into it. This is our second event, and that will bring a very strong impact of economy to the Florida, because fighters come from all the world. Event like that right now taking place in Japan, in Europe, draw a crowd 20 to 50,000 people. Very huge. And we are the second organization in the United States doing an event like that. The first one is K1, who does it in Las Vegas, and we're doing it in Florida. And I want to promote Florida. I want to promote United States. I want to draw a big fighter's big name. I want to bring big fighter to Florida and fight them. And I want to share I'm the greatest, and I know I'm going to knock them all out.
Well, what is it that we will see different from you than maybe we're typically used to seeing?
Well, in America, people are very exposed to boxing, which is very much gloves and head up above the waist fightings, and very much kickboxing. You hear kickboxing a lot, which is more of point fighting type of styles, which is where you wear pads, you do above the waist, and I call it tip-top fightings, cat fightings. It's not really full contact. We throw knees to the body, knees to the face. We throw knees to the legs, to the thighs. We shin kick with our bone into the face, to the legs. You're allowed to grab the legs, chop the supporting legs down. You're allowed to follow hook with elbow into the face. So there are a lot of rules involved that you're not allowed to different things. It's a reality. It's a reality.
So what is sort of the ultimate purpose with this type of fighting?
Well, let's put it this way. You can train martial art every single day and become the greatest black belt, and you think you can go on the street and defend yourself. But you get somebody walk out the street and says, boo, you can't do nothing, because you're not used to those kind of elements in a real situation in life. So there's two purposes. One, it teaches the person all the confidence in the world that I am capable. If I get attacked by somebody on a street situation, I can do this. At the same time, you can go out there, all these years that you have trained, to allow reproductions, says I can fight and create a name for myself. Plus we pay fighters in these shows. So the fighter doesn't go fight to just get a medal and trophy hanging over his head. He makes money, and event like that, as I said, in other part of the world, fighter makes anywhere from $200,000 to $1 million. So
it can be a way of life.
Way of life, yeah.
You're a trainer, right, Tim?
Yes.
Tell me about the differences in how you train somebody in Shin Do Kumate as opposed to maybe some of the other things you've been involved in training.
Well, Shin Do Kumate fighting is significantly different. Like Mehrdad said, it's the first full contact fight, meaning essentially you can do anything that you can think up except strike directly on the knee, the groin, or the neck. Pretty much anything else you can think up you can do. So you have to train to do those things and defend those things. A lot of traditional fighting, boxing, the only thing you have to worry about are where the hands are coming. You just need to keep your eyes on where they're punching from. Whereas with Shin Do Kumate, you could be kicked in the head, you could be kicked in the ankle, you could be kicked in the side, you could be punched in all the places. So it's a lot more overall training, and like Mehrdad said, it's a reality training. It's something that can happen in real life, and you have to be prepared for anything that can happen.
Picture yourself hitting somebody with the gloves versus throwing a shin bone against somebody's face. It's two different things. But also, what it takes for a fighter to be in that type of shape, it is very difficult. It takes a lot of commitment.
Tell me about what your typical
I've been doing
training is
this for a
like.
long time. Since I was only 3 years old, I trained that way, and this is all I did. One of my training is I condition my shin about 1,000 times a day against concrete poles and metals and trees. And of course, in Lake Park, I'll go there in 6 o'clock in the morning, climb the trees every day. So those are you have to have a strong shin. If you're low kickers, you have to have a powerful shin. And to train that kind, a lot of people don't want to do that. I mean, everybody says, oh, I'm a Thai boxer, or I do Muay Thai, I do this. But when it comes to reality, to train that way, because you get shin bone clashing each other, boom, you know, and you have to be able to block those kicks. So it takes a lot of discipline. And Thai boxing, full contact fighting in United States of America, in North America, took always the back seat. It was always boxing. Well, if you're a fighter, you're a boxer. But it's growing now, and mixed martial art is growing, and people are realizing it's getting very big popularity in Fox and local cables and pay-per-view and HBO. It's getting big, and I think it's a leading sport, and it will bring a lot of names, and it will bring a lot of impact because there's more than 2,500 martial arts schools in the state of Florida.
Right.
I mean, you don't find
There's
that many.
definitely an interest in it, and as in most martial arts, there is this mind-body-spirit connection. Is that the same with this?
Absolutely.
Even more so.
Oh, you
Even
have
more
to
so.
have
Okay,
that.
why more so, Tim?
Because you're training your entire body. You're not just training to punch somebody above their waist or to box them, face to face. You have to be spiritually in tune with yourself from head to toe. Your body has to be completely conditioned, and you have to know every inch of it.
So is the strength as much in your mind and spirit as it is
I
in the
would
body?
say 90% spiritual power, 10% physical power.
And that has to spill over into other areas of your life then.
Oh,
if your
absolutely. That's a
spirit
beautiful
and your
thing that
mind
you
is
said.
there.
I'm glad you said that, because the positiveness and the strength of the mind you achieve, you can use that in your personal life to have a better job, to fight for your better career, be a more positive person,
Better
make better friends,
relationships.
better relationship, and everything. So you see things more in a more brighter way. So some people might look at this and say, oh, this is so barbaric, but it's not, because I teach kids, and kids love me. Before they leave the class, they give me a hug. The beauty of it is the soft side. And the strongest part is it's like an animal. You step on their tail to defend themselves. Right. So the power comes at the same time. It's like a water. It's so peaceful, but it penetrates and destroys everything.
There's power behind
so you have to be flow like a water, but you got to be powerful.
Well, they're telling me that's all the time we have. I could continue talking about this. It's very interesting. We're going to go out with the information about the competition.
Yes.
We want people to go out and see it and start learning more about this.
Absolutely.
Okay, you
Thank
stay in
very
touch
much.
with us. Thank you.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
This is the information on the competition, when and where you can see it, Time Warner Channel 47. We'll, of course, be covering it. It's February 15th at 8 p.m. For ticket information, you can call 727-823-8914, and you can also check out the website on the screen. We'll be back with more Cable Connections right after this.